Hello, welcome to another Soulprint Mini. Thank you very, very much for being here. I'm going to do just a quick channeled reading. I want to see how Trump is doing these days. Like, I just want to see what goes on kind of behind closed doors. I want to just, kind of zip around and see what energy is around him, and what energy he himself is processing and dealing with. So, let's get started. Okay, he's getting kind of pushback, I guess, from his wife. She just does not want to be kind of front and center. She doesn't want to be beside him. She doesn't like his energy right now. He's volatile, he's angry, he's irrational, he doesn't make sense. She herself is doing what she can to sort of distance herself, and yet meanwhile, there's been these events and things that go on where she's sort of forced to be in the public eye, but she's not happy. And it feels very much as if it's almost like she comes up with really good reasons why she can't. And like, we know that the two of them really do live like separate lives. And frankly, she gets sort of hauled out of the closet or the dark room when he needs her. And other than that, she's perfectly happy to stay in the closet or in the dark room or wherever she is. But it feels like there's some tension and some friction there, because she's isn't liking the way he ends up presenting himself, and she feels it makes her look bad. Don Jr. and Eric. All right. Eric has his hands full because his wife has a very, very inflated sense of importance. Laura Trump now, whatever she is at the RNC. He's dealing with a little bit of her overinflated ego. Now, make no mistake, particularly the Trump boys and this Laura are very, very focused at keeping Trump as cocooned as possible, because they are well aware of this deterioration that's happening. And they are doing everything that they can to continue to push this agenda forward, which is just ridiculous, but so be it. And so they're working very hard at, trying to keep, Trump moving ahead, staying focused, etc. They are right concerned. Not only do they have to come up with money for that, the New York business case that they lost, but definitely there is. It feels very much like that. There's a lot of, well, what am I supposed to do with that? How am I supposed to fix that? What do you think you actually want me to do with this guy? There's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of, well, what are we supposed to do? There's not kind of a really good answer. So there is that going on. Now, it feels very much, and this is all I'm going to say about him, it feels very much as if Barron is by and large sheltered from a lot of what goes on. He never had a really, really tight father-son relationship with his dad, because his dad's not capable of it, in my opinion. And so he's not used to kind of turning to him. Therefore, when he's not around, it doesn't really impact him that much. Alrighty. Stephen Miller. That's interesting, because very, very rarely see his energy. I don't like it. It is so evil. Donald Trump's energy is cruel, but his energy is just downright evil. He doesn't care what he steps on, who he steps on, what he has to do to um, move his own personal agenda forward. He is, you know, in some ways, he just thinks that he's the smartest guy in the room. And it really, really feels like he believes that if they just keep pushing Trump, the American people are not going to see what they're seeing with their eyes. They're not going to hear what they're hearing with their ears, in terms of his behavior and what comes out of his mouth. So he is just pushing. Um, and he is the one most likely to make sure people don't say things around Trump that indicate that Trump has forgotten something, right? So you don't say phrases like, well, don't you remember when? Or we previously talked about, or you remember. Okay. So there's that kind of energy going. It's like he's hovering. Like, what are those birds that wait for something to die and then they dive? Whatever those are. That's kind of the energy around him. There are a lot of people who are very, very busy trying to figure out how to line their own pockets, how to make the best of this situation, because by and large, the people he is surrounded with say one thing to him and the opposite everywhere else. So they're aware of the fact that it's really, really unlikely he's going to win, and they're aware of it. To him, they keep encouraging him, supporting him, saying all the right things, but privately, they're aware of what's going on. And so you see this sort of energy of trying to, line their pockets or trying to maneuver, and figure out where they land next, where they go next. It feels like there's a lot of networking going on. So that's interesting. All right, let's be brave. Let's just jump into Trump's energy. He's angry and he's scared. This thing with the bond money really has him upset. And the fact that his Truth Social stock could continues that downward climb. I mean, in the first couple of days, he lost like sort of $2 billion worth of worth. Um, that's upsetting him. So he's getting hit with kind of money issues. And we know that that's what feeds his ego. And so it's really starting to impact him. And this is the thing. It's like when he gets upset, like it used to be that he got upset and he was angry and there was like this roar, if you will, of energy. And he doesn't have good anger control mechanisms to start with. But now it feels like he goes straight to irrational. So that when he's angry, you really cannot talk to him. You cannot corral him. People are aware in his circle that he's bloody well sending out 77 messages on Truth Social over the Easter weekend. But it's like they can't reach him. When he goes into that state, they can't reach him. All they can do is stand around and try to figure out how they're going to deflect. And there's a lot more of that going on because he feels like nothing is coming his way. Nothing is falling into place. And the lawyer bills keep mounting, and he's not getting anywhere. And he's aware of the fact that he's not getting anywhere. And so what does he do? He lashes out. And while he's busy lashing out, he's attacking the judge's daughter. He's going after E. Jean Carroll. He's going after Bragg. He's going after whoever. And it's like you can't, there isn't a way to calm him down. Melania not only isn't interested in calming him down, but in some ways she recognizes that he is out of reach. He's scared, he's angry, he's infuriated, he's feeling picked on. Because he always feels picked on because, he's the victim in everything. Interesting. It feels like amongst all of that, it feels like he is experiencing some pressure from outside the country that in some ways he can't address. So let's say allegedly, Russia wants to know certain things, and Trump knows them or has a good idea about them. But what happens is he can't verbalize the information. It gets all scrambled up. In fact, that could be like a really good blessing in disguise, right? I'm also being told, now as the presumptive nominee for the Republican Party, he is now entitled to the security evaluations, those daily briefings. What I'm being told is it's like this. Okay, here's the briefing. He's being told like that. Okay, so he's not being told everything. It feels like some of the most secret information is being blocked. Okay, so the hush money case is going ahead. He ain't getting immunity to any significant degree, and the as things just continue to unfold and roll forward, you're going to continue to see this deterioration, and you're going to continue to see more anger in public ways, and that's going to be a problem, whether it is pushing people out of the way or slamming car doors or yelling. But the burst and the fits of anger are going to become amplified. And in some ways, unfortunately, it's important that happens, because there are a lot of people who aren't paying attention yet who will pay attention to that. It'll penetrate. Okay, please, questions in the comment section below for tomorrow's Pendulum Friday. Until then, take care and be well. Bye.